Have you ever felt?
Are you listening? Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Have you
Now you're supposed to see this. What is up, everybody? How the fuck are you? How the fuck are you? Dude, the camera, right, is opposite for me. The camera's opposite. My swivel is actually over here. My swivel's not here, obviously, but in real life, my swivel's here. And I'm a little dyslexic, so if I see like a fuzz on my shirt, like I just seen a fuzz on my shirt here, I go like this. Motherfucker. I could switch that, but then it would switch it for you, I think. And then everything would be all messed up. Wait a minute. When you watch this, is it on the correct side? Wait, what? Wait, what? What? What is going on? When you watch it, is it different? We need to see. We need to figure it out. Shut up. It's on the correct side. No, it's not. So if you watch me and you follow my directions, you're building backwards. No, I'm kidding. Not really, because it is backwards, but I'm actually right-handed and I'm using my right hand the whole time. This is my right hand. This is the right. This is not the left. It's been my right hand all my life, I promise. Been my right hand all along. I use the drill with my right and I build with my left. And I am a right-handed person. So, yeah. You see my swivel as being at my left arm? It's on the right of the screen. Yeah. I don't know. Dude, it fucks me up. So anyway. Who gives a shit anyway? So dude, I got the descriptions. I got shit in look at my descriptions right now. Look at the description of this video right now. If you're on look at the descriptions. There was a video that Fresh told us to watch last night. And that video has to do with the lies about vaping. And it's a pretty good video. It's definitely very well put together. The lady that produced that video or directed that video, I guess. That would be. I guess she said she directed it, so I don't know who produced it. They did a good job. They throw something in there about heavy metal vaping. I don't understand. I understand. Sometimes they say, so when they test these vapor products, right? They don't do it like they put it on a machine, and they don't do it like how we vape. Like if I have this drip and this wet all the time, I'm not going to get any metal fragments at all. Dry hits, you might start getting them. Dry hits, you might start getting them metal particles. So it's important to keep your coils wet. But usually when you hear that, that's what they're talking about, which is basically equivalent to saying, you're going to get fiberglass particles if you smoke a cigarette all the way down to the end, like you smoke the butt. It's basically equivalent to saying that. Like, nobody smokes that, so nobody smokes the butt of a filtered cigarette. It's the same thing. So keeping them coils saturated and stuff is pretty important. But I guess they had to put it in. I don't know. They probably shouldn't have, but they had to. And I guess that's good. They're being honest, I guess. Not really, because nobody does that. I'm vaping the Turk V2 on the Nova. I've been vaping that, and the Widowmaker on the Saint, which I don't know. I had to charge it, so I don't have it. What else? We did a show with Wire Talk with Big G. That was pretty good. It was a good show. Wire Talk with Big G. The video before this one, just me, him sitting there bullshitting about stuff. He's gonna be on whatchamacallit today before my show. Or no, I'm sorry, before his show. Before his show, not before my show. This is the only show today. We got MMA. We do Wire Talk with Big G's channel, Saturday Night Vapors. With me, Big G, Crazy Face McGee, Drew, Kim Dixon, Selena, who is Dahaha, who's Celine, who's vaping now, Dahaha, something like that. And then Knee Slap Dahaha. Ah, shit, I forget. It's Celine. And then also the Nurse Vapes. So we do that show, and I have all like the shows I'm in. I do a lot of shows every week. Every week I do a show almost every single day. If not, I'm usually live on my channel. Monday's like the only day I don't do something. Tuesday fresh, Wednesday golf tee, Thursday I'm No Joe, Friday fresh, Saturday here and Wire Talk with Big G. Sunday I usually just do a pop-up show. So all the links are in the description to all them channels, and I'm going to start putting more links in there. I think I'm going to start doing like the tools and stuff. I'm going to find the tools, like lots of people ask me for this. Lots of people ask me for the hand drill. A whole bunch of stuff, a pasta roller. I could start putting the links into there. Swivels, all that stuff. Alright, so I hope everybody's having a good week. We're going to do pitchforks today. I'm going to explain the pitchfork that we're doing because there's so many different pitchforks, but they go from easiest to hardest in coil class. So we did the half pitchfork. We did the half staggered pitchfork, right? We did that. Oh, and remind me to talk about the impeachment. That fucking shit was stupid. Oh my god. What a waste of fucking time. Yeah. So let's see who's here and I'll talk about the impeachment. And this is the shit I'm talking about. This is the shit I'm talking about. We got a full house. Adam Pilar's chat. What is up? Blake Vapes is here. Chessie, what is up, Chessie? I was just thinking about you. I was meaning to send you a message. I hope you're getting some kind of relief from what you're dealing with. David Sampath, what's up? George Erzit, what's up? Jerry Lawrence, what's up, Jerry? Matt Millen is here. Michael Daly, Mike White, Mr. Pebble, what is up? Philip Wheeler, Red Eye Loon, Simon Dearden, Stephen A. Can1, VDog55, Vicky Shaw, Witchcraft Coils, and Xeon. So if I didn't say your, I see a bunch of names just jumping around right now. So if I didn't say your name, what is up? If I see you, I almost never don't say people's names. Like there's never a reason. So if I don't say your name, it's not because I don't like you or anything. It's hard to keep track. That's all. James Rivera. So yeah, the impeachment, dude. We have this impeachment over here in the States that was going on where they're trying to impeach Trump for something that he definitely did. I don't care who's president. I don't give a shit. I really don't. I don't care if Trump's the president. I don't care if Bernie Sanders is the president. I don't care I don't care if fucking Hillary's the president. They're all corrupt in my mind. You have to be to get to that stage of life. In order to be the president, you got to do some dirty, dirty shit. So I don't really give a shit. I don't care. I'm not left. I'm not right. I'm not even one of the I don't fucking give a shit. I really don't. If he's president or she's president, my life is pretty much the same with very little changes. I still go to work every day. I still pay the bills every day. I still do what the fuck I want to do. And that is it. I don't give a shit. I really don't care. I think nobody should vote, to be honest. I think it shouldn't be rock the vote. I think it should be... No, I don't think it should be rock the vote. I think it should be fucking... I don't even know, dude. I think nobody should vote. I don't think anybody's smart enough to even understand what the fuck's going on. Maybe 10 people should vote. I don't fucking know. Or let them fucking... Dude, I didn't like fucking popular kids in high school. I didn't fucking vote for fucking class president in high school. And I ain't gonna fucking do it now. I don't fucking like them people. I never will like them people. They just ain't my type of people. If me and these people had a conversation, I would not like them. I wouldn't like them. We would not get along. I'd probably steal their fucking lunch money. Fucking... So, anyway... You get the impeachment, and there's 100 votes or 102 votes, whatever, dude. There's 2 representatives from every state or some shit, whatever the fuck they do. And, some are Republican, some are Democrat, and then there's a couple ayes, whatever the fuck that is. Independents. So, Republican, Democrat, Independent, right? Like Bernie Sanders is independent. And they go and vote was he guilty of this action? Well, yeah, he's fucking guilty. He is definitely guilty, whether he should be thrown out of presidency, because they're all doing that. They're all being corrupt. It's just, they really have a hard-on for getting Trump out of fucking office. So, they vote. Is he guilty of this? Of course he's guilty of it. But it just goes, all the Democrats go guilty, all the Republicans go not guilty. There is no decision making there. This is our team, that's our team. It's like if 2 football teams played and it was 21-7, and then you seen the game was 21-7, and then you voted. You had all the teams, all 12 players on this team and all 12 players on this team, then vote on who won the game. All the team with 21 points would go, we won the game, and all the team with 7 points would go, we won the game. There's no truth. There's no truth to that. You're just playing teams. And meanwhile, it's why does it get you so mad, Nick? I'm going to tell you why. Because I pay fucking taxes. And you're watching all 100 people sitting in a room for fucking whatever, for fucking 4 hours, getting paid on the government's money. Oh, and all them people are from all around the United States. So they also had to get flown in. They probably had an awesome fucking lunch. They probably, all this fucking shit. And then, that's just one day. I mean, they're probably meeting up talking about this shit days before. What a fucking waste of money. What a waste of money. You couldn't just make a fucking phone call? Like, yeah, we called all the Democrats, they want them in. We called all the Republicans, they want them, or other way, obviously. We called all the Democrats, they want them out. We called all the Republicans, they want them in. Bernie Sanders says out, and the other independent says in. It don't matter. We're not going to do this. It's a waste of money. Make a fucking phone call. Jesus Christ. And that's the type of shit that just makes me go, yeah, I ain't voting. I ain't playing ball. This is fucking stupid. This is stupid. It has nothing to do with anything at all in my life. You have to get me very. You really got to get me up out of my seat to actually take off of work and go vote for your dumb ass, because it hasn't happened yet. Hasn't happened yet. When Glenn Green runs for president, I'll take off work. I'll vote for him. How about that? Joe Rogan, I'll take work. I'll go vote for him. How about that? Other than that, you're all stupid. You're stupid, and I don't want to play ball. Motherfuckers. It probably costs so much money. Dude, just from knowing like how much it costs to fly just to like whatever, Detroit, and spend, getting like a hotel and buying food and stuff, and then taking off from work. Now imagine that on like a scale times 100 of one person, and then times that by 100. Like, they come all the way to Washington D.C. Well, he lives in Vegas, so that's what we're spending our money on. Is this what we're spending our money on? Magical metals, what's up? So, fuck your ball. I ain't playing, right? Man, that shit was so stupid. I watched it too. That's what's fucking dumb about it. Because I was like, I already seen what was happening. I was like, oh, he's gonna say guilty. He's gonna say guilty. He's gonna say not guilty. And the person I was watching were like, I don't know, he's losing. I was like, that's just because it's in alphabetical order and there's more Democrats in the A's and the B's and the C's. Wait until the D's come up. You're gonna see some shit. Tie. Damn near a tie. Big surprise there. What you're voting for, you actually have no idea. That's what I think. I think what people are voting for, they have no idea. They're apparently like the US is gassing people on the border of Mexico and shit. Like, what the fuck? What am I voting for? What? That shit is I don't know where I heard that, but I've been hearing that like they're gassing people on the border of Mexico. And you're like, wow, that shit's still happening, huh? And not just one president's doing it; they're like all doing it. Last couple presidents been doing it, right? I heard it. I heard it on Joe Rogan. Somebody said it, and it's like that blew my mind. I was like, really? And this is what people are voting for, and nobody says anything about it. It's all good, right? And how much does that shit cost? It's not even bad to pay taxes, but most of us are paying taxes twice. So it's like, what the fuck, dude? Can I pay taxes not to vote? Can I do that? Can I pay taxes and not vote? That's what I want. And that's what I'm going to do. And then if you vote, they're going to put your ass to work too, because then you got to do jury duty and shit, and then fucking convict some murderer that you have no idea what the fuck was going on. Yeah. And yeah, all right. So on to happier things. Pitchforks. Pitchforks, pitchforks, pitchforks. What am I doing here? Here's some 40 gauge. Do I want to do 40? Oh, okay. Let's talk about pitchforks. That's right. Okay, let's talk about pitchforks. Yeah, but straight dripping, do you buy stuff? I mean, everybody pays taxes. One way or the other, you always pay taxes. And why should the government have to hold that money? It's just, they're making a lot of money off of holding that money. Um, if you give them all your money throughout the year, they're making money off of that. You better believe it. They ain't like, it's not like, oh, your money's sitting here just waiting for you and we're not making anything off of it. They're making money off of that money. Yeah, they ain't fucking stupid. And then every time you buy something, you're getting taxed. I would never run for president. I would much rather shoot myself. Fuck that. Because you know what happens with presidents too? I would definitely get fucking, oh my god, I would be corrupt as fuck, dude. You would have to be. You gotta be. If I become president, right? If I, in some strange universe, in some bizarre universe, I probably shouldn't say this. You better believe I'm doing everything these people are doing. Because that's how you have to get there. Tobacco company's going to say, hey, we're going to give you this money. Just don't talk about us. I'm like, all right. And I'll take it from the vaping company too. Just to get into the presidency. And then when I get there, I'm going to do what they're doing. You have to. There is no like, oh, he's actually a nice guy that got in. One of our favorite presidents was involved with the fucking mafia. Was it Kennedy, right? He was like, that was like people's favorite president. Bill Clinton was people's favorite president too. He's a fucking murderer. He's a straight up murderer. Man. And his wife. Lots of people think he's a bitch compared to his wife. Man. So you would have to. You would have to go to the dark side. To get into the door of the presidency. You have to. You gotta lie your ass off. You gotta swing them votes. You would have to. There is no way that you can't. No way. So the CIA, yeah, which is yeah. There's a really good Joe Rogan podcast where they go into it like a lot. Like there was like he was killed by the CIA because of his involvement with like mafia and stuff. Yeah, she really wears the pants. So, okay, let's let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. Okay, pitchforks. Let me see if I have. Let me add some images here. So we did a pitchfork, a half a pitchfork, the other day. Image 2, okay. And this pitchfork was a half a pitchfork. So I'm not going to show that right now. Now, a full-on pitchfork, right? This is what like a full-on pitchfork would look like. So this is a full-on pitchfork right here. So there was a term given to me, but by I believe Nick Fenton. Yes, Nick Fenton in the Resistance Crew chat, and he was calling these reaches. What the like the fuses going across? Those are reaches. Okay. and I think that's a good term to use. So this has 3 reaches altogether. It has, you stagger your wire with the spaces. You reach over 4 pieces of ribbon, then you reach over 1 piece of ribbon, or this is 3 pieces of ribbon, then 1 piece of ribbon, and then across. There's 3 reaches. That's a pitchfork. Like that's a very common pitchfork that's pretty fucking hard to do. This is your pitchfork. This is like the last pitchfork in the coil class. This right here. This is what your goal is. All right. Now pitchforks are they're very tedious. They take a lot of time, and they take a whole lot of prep to get them that clean. They could really become a nightmare if you're not careful. So there's easier ones to do to work your way up the pitchfork scale. The half a pitchfork's a really good way to start. So we already did that. So the next one on the agenda, I actually don't have a picture of the one we're doing today, but I have one here. All right. Let me make sure this is one here. Yes. Okay. So this is a lot like the pitchfork we're going to make today. All right. So an easier pitchfork, the next one to learn, will be this one. All right. So it's just a 2-reach pitchfork. It's got 2 reaches over instead of 3 like I just showed. In fact, let me do something real quick so that you can kind of understand what I'm talking about. So this is the one I just showed. And that has 3 reaches on the frame. On the frame you see 2, and then the third one goes straight across. This one has 2 reaches, one on the frame and the other ones go straight across. This is the one we're doing today. All right. Now, there is technically an easier way to get these angles that you need to get. And that is by making the frames ribbon. We're not going to do that today. I'm doing round wire today. Next week, we're going to do a reverse pitchfork, and we're going to use ribbon frames. All right, so that is technically easier, in my opinion. That's actually an opinion thing. That's not a fact. It certainly takes a little longer to get them frames, but this is what they look like. It's basically the same damn thing as the one I'm showing you here. As the one I show you here. It's basically the same damn thing, only I used ribbon as the frames. I used 4 pieces of ribbon as the frames. So this is also kind of like what we're making today, only this has ribbon frames instead of round frames. You can see it's square. You know, it's the frames are a little fatter than a piece of like 28 or whatever. So this is a 2-reach pitchfork, and I like that term that Nick Fenton gave, and I'm going to use it as my own, pawn it off as my own, and when anybody says otherwise, I'm going to be like, I invented that shit. I invented that word. I'm kidding, but I'm going to use it. I'm going to use that word. So the reach is what we're going to do. Pelosi was reaching a little. Yeah, so it all ties in, right? It all ties in. Okay. So pitchforks, the spacing is so fucking important. I can't even stress that enough. To get a clean pitchfork, the spacing is super important. Now, I'm gonna do, I'm gonna make this a little easier on myself so I can get this done. 38 gauge is what I'm using. I'm gonna use 38 gauge kidney puncher nichrome for all my fusing, all of it. And I'm going to use, I'm also going to use a bigger frame. Bigger wires are easier to deal with, right? So if you're like in a crunch for time, or if you just want to practice, a good way to practice all these builds is to just do it with a bigger wire. So that is what I'm going to do if I can find my 27 gauge. I was just using it last night. There it is, 27 gauge stainless steel, because that's what I grabbed first. So 27 gauge stainless steel. I'm just shooting for a single coil. I don't want to get into dual coil in this video because of time and I talk too much. So anyway, 27 gauge, 38 gauge, and I could use whatever, really. I could use 0.4 or 0.3. It don't matter. I'm going to use 0.4 just because I can. And I like to save my... What the fuck is going on here? Oh my god. Whoa. What the fuck? I'm going to use 0.4 ribbon for my ribbon. So this is what I need. The only other thing and wire I'm going to need is 40 gauge to wrap stuff up. So I think first what I'm going to... do is let's just make our ribbon stack now. So when I'm done with the frames, I'm ready to go. Okay, so let's do our ribbon stack right now, and then we will work on the frames. So if I want one coil, I just need like 5 inches of finish wire. I like to do 5. I really only need like, what, 3.5. I like to do 5 in case I fuck up on the ends. I have the middle, that should be perfect. And most of the time you fuck up on the ends. I do. My ribbon stack, it's good to have a big ribbon stack. You don't want to do like 6 ply. I would say 8 ply at least, because the longer it goes over the build, the easier it is to make up the angle. You have a longer distance to make this angle. If it's a short distance, it's very hard to make that angle. So I would suggest at least 8 ply. That's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do 8 ply ribbon for this pitchfork in the middle. So I'm going to take 10 inches of ribbon out. Yeah, around 10 inches of ribbon. I should probably move this mat. And I just need 4 pieces of this right now. 4. Alright. And before I get started, let me do this because I actually slept like a fucking baby last night. I didn't wake up until 9. Usually I wake up at like 7, but it was a rough week. A rough week with sleeping. So last night I slept a lot. I think I went to bed at like midnight. Woke up at 9, which is a lot of sleep for me, especially since I took like a 2-hour nap after work yesterday. So, 1 second, let me do my thing. paper towels. I ain't got no goddamn paper towels. Anybody see my paper towels? I hope this doesn't make it worse, because this microfiber towel is a little dirty. Okay. This glass gets dusty. I'm still on the fence about this glass, to be honest. I don't know if I like it or not. It feels good. It looks good in person, but on camera, not so much. I don't know, actually. I don't know. Do you like the glass? Comment below! Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. This glass is gorgeous. This glass is gorgeous. Look at that glass. It's fucking gorgeous. It's fucking gorgeous. You're a good piece of glass. Alright. This is 40 gauge. I'm going to get a piece off. 40. This is the only thing about this glass is also I need a mouse pad because it's too slippery. Using my knee. 50 people around. Jesus, what is up, everybody? Alright, here we go. I get my ribbon. I push them all together up here. Run my fingers down to where the last one's the shortest. Well, I go to the shortest one and I cut them all the same. Let's put it that way. And then I could take all 4 of them and fold them in half like this. Get a loop. Get some 40 gauge. And wrap this loop up. Now this is probably going to be the easiest thing to put in the middle, but for a pitchfork you could put a bunch of stuff in the middle. You could do corrugated, you could Clapton this staple. You could do parabolic, you could put a fucking zipper in there, you could do whatever. You could put an alien in there, whatever you want to put in there. The sky's the damn limit. Don't disguise the limit. The sky is the limit. All right. Ribbon's ready. All right, we can put that to the side. Now we can do, let's get our frame ready. We'll get that shit ready. So kind of the same thing. 10 inches, but I like to make it a little longer just in case. And I don't consider it a waste. I consider it giving myself some leeway. So I'm going to stretch this 27 gauge, and I'm going to cut it at 12. And that is going to be my frames. Now, when doing pitchforks, it's good to just do both the frames on one. You don't want to do two separate frames. You want to do exactly what I'm about to do. Do it all at once and then cut it in half. All right. It's important. Angles on pitchforks are very important. The way these angles are going is going to determine whether you're successful or not. It's very important. So I'm going to actually get my fast drill, and I'm going to show you a loop method, or not a loop method, I'm sorry. I'm going to show you a parallel clapting method that I use that is not the baggy method that I find extremely successful with pitchforks. This has been my favorite way to do pitchforks recently. I feel as though it comes out the cleanest when I do this. Now, I don't like it when, for pitchforks, it's not good if the clapton's sliding up and down. You want to lock that shit in. The 38 gauge that I'm about to put on this 27 gauge, I want that shit locked in. I don't want it sliding up and down the build. I need the spaces fucking perfect. I need the spaces between the 38 gauge on this to be a 38 gauge space, no more, no less. They got to be perfect all the way down. One little space wrong is going to throw off the entire fucking angle in this build. There's many, the angle is very important in these pitchforks. We're trying to get a straight angle on one side. And the other side, it don't really matter. But usually, if you do it perfect, you can get a straight angle damn near. With this pitchfork anyway, on both sides. So, I'm going to take this 27 gauge and I'm going to hook it up to the swivel on the drill. And basically I just take the 27, I bend it over the swivel, I grab both on this end of the swivel, and then I twist the swivel like 3 or 4 times. That's locked in. I go over here, bend it over whatever's in the drill, or put it in the drill, whatever. I grab both, and I give a couple rotations on the drill. Like that, and now that's locked in. Let me lock my swivel. That's what I got. So this way of spacing is also probably the easiest. It's probably the easiest way to do it. It has a lot to do with when I would do interlock aliens. I wanted to try this type of spacing, and ever since I tried it, I really liked it. And I don't know why I stopped using it for a while, but I'm going to take the 38 gauge, and I'm just going to make a clapton, a tight clapton. 38 in there. And now I'm just going to clapton up this wire with the 38 halfway. So what do I have here? I have 11 inches, let's call it. So at 5.5, I'm going to stop my clapton at 5.5. Let me mute my I'm going to put a music on. Sorry, I know that was loud to start off. Sorry about that. Alright, so now I have the 5.5 up, right? So just like an alien, like a decor, I'm going to hold this 40 gauge, or this 38 gauge rather, put my drill in reverse, and I'm going to spin it to loosen it up. And I want to make sure it's loose down here. It is. So this wire is loose. It will move up and down this if I wanted it to. And now I can cut this. I don't cut it completely clean. I leave like 1/8 of an inch, couple millimeter right there, 2 millimeter, 1/4 inch. I don't fucking know. Centimeter? I don't know. I leave a little bit. Okay, that's not that big. I'll leave that. Then I'm going to take the 38 gauge, insert it back into the drill or on the wire again, and I'm going to spin it. And this 38 gauge is going to fall into the gaps of the first one. Whoo! It's fucking bright, huh? Wow. Fucking bright AF, dude. Wow, is it bright today? Holy shit. Holy fucking shit. Oh my god. I don't know if you're going to see this. It's always hard to see what's going on here on camera. But I just pulled tension on the 38. And it's going to Clapton. Yeah, you can't see shit. It's going to Clapton in the gaps of the first one. Not over top of it. In the gaps. And this may seem like, oh, that's going to take forever. It's technically easier than the first one. It will fall in them gaps. And it's pushing the first one up. Since the first one was this big, now you're putting something in between. It's going to get bigger and bigger. Tension, downward tension on this spool is important with this. Because that's also, it's getting into the gaps, plus I'm putting it on the wire tight. When I get to the end here, what I'm going to do, man, I can't believe how bright it is right now. This is the wire coming off the spool. This is the wire I cut, right? I need to go past this wire with my spool wire. So I slow down. And I don't know why I just did that. I slow down. Oh. And I need to get past this one. I'm past it. Alright? Now I really pull tension down. Alright? I pull that tension down. I bring it up. I bring it back. And Clapton it over itself to kind of lock it in. Alright? And then I can cut this off. So this one should stay on there tight because I did that tight all the way down and then I locked it in there. It's locked in down near the drill, so it should keep its shape. This one I'm going to grab with my needle nose pliers. I'm going to put the drill in reverse. And and I'm going to take it off. And when I take it off, it should leave a perfect space behind. You gotta hold a straight angle though when you do this. Like I want it to be straight. I don't want to have an angle this way. I don't want to have an angle this way. Hold it straight. And we're gonna get this off. That's it. And if I go and I feel this, it's moving a little bit here, I think. I'm not sure. It shouldn't be moving too much here on the wire. I think down here it is. It's moving a little bit. There's a little bit of movement. That's okay. Still got perfect spaces. I'll just have to be careful. That's okay. You kind of want to have it locked in, but that's okay. Whatever. Now, we need to put yeah, this is probably the best way to get perfect spacing. You got to waste a little bit of wire, but that was really a 9-foot waste of wire. 40 gauge is super cheap. 40 gauge stainless steel or 38 gauge is cheap. It's 9 feet to get a perfect stagger. It's like 30 cents a wire. I'll pay people 30 cents to make me perfect staggered wire, right? The next part is to get ribbon next to this and fuse that on with spaces. Space fuse it on. So now I need to get my 0.4 ribbon again. And I'm just going to do a 2-ply. That's the easiest one to do, is 2-ply on this. So instead of putting it next to it, I put it on top of it because it's just easier to do. So I want to get my 0.4 ribbon. And I want to get a piece of 40 gauge. Just take a piece of 40 gauge off of this, just so I could use it to wrap up. I'm going to get my 0.4 ribbon, and I need it 2 times the size of this. So there's 1. I'm using my finger to mark where the end is. Bring my finger down to here. 2 sizes the lengths. 2 sizes. 2 times the length. Jesus. 2 times the length. Talking's hard sometimes. I'm going to take this ribbon, fold it in half. I'm going to wrap 40 gauge right under this loop here. about 5 to 10 times. But I'm going to leave some 40 gauge on there. I'm going to leave like 3 inches of 40 gauge on there. I'm going to slide my fingers down. I'm going to wrap 40 around this again. I'm going to leave the rest on there, pinch the 40, and slide it all the way down to the end. Alright, so there's my 2-ply. Alright, this part you got to be careful. So what I do is, if you're able to clamp your drill down to your table, you should do that. So I'm going to take this clamp the drill to the table, and then I'm going to take this 2-ply of ribbon at the loop. Oh, another thing I'm going to need is hot glue. There's that. There's that. So I'll just use this. I'm going to take this loop and put it right on top, right here. I'm going to use the 40 gauge. The 40 gauge that I left long. I'm going to use that to wrap this ribbon on top. If you wrap it tight, it should just wrap on top. As long as you're holding it there. Sometimes it falls over and it looks like it's a little off. But the ribbon is naturally going to want to lay on top of it. It's not really going to want to go off to the side. Just because it's like a little piece of paper. It would be very hard to wrap a little piece of paper on its edge on here. It's going to want to fall down flat. Alright. And now what I like to do, because I'm going to be pulling on this, dab it with some hot glue. That's good enough, whatever. Alright. Now, I take this ribbon, make sure they're not twisted or anything, so I run my fingers down. And I left 40 gauge on this end too. I bring it down, lay it directly on top. And since I have hot glue on there, I can pull on it a bit. If you don't have hot glue on there, you probably can't pull on it as good. I wrap it up directly on top of this. And you're going to see it looks loose, but you're going to see I'm going to fix that anyway. wrap that directly on top. And then I take the two pieces of ribbon are back here. I can take them both. They're cut both the same size. I kind of bend them up so it gives me a handle to pull. Alright, so when I pull that, it's going to go on top of the build naturally. You see it's not loose anymore. Watch when I let go, it's loose. Alright. I could probably wrap this a couple more times, I'm saying. So now what I'm going to do is try to pull it back with my fingers, wrap it a little tighter, make sure it's on top of both sides. Just hand wrapping this as tight as I can. You want to really watch out for your spacing here. You don't want to touch that shit. Alright. Now, I'm going to heat up hot glue, very hot, so it takes long to dry. I'm going to dab it on there and pull that back as it dries. Heat up hot glue hot, so it takes a little bit to dry. Dab it on there, grab my needle noses, pull this ribbon back and pull the drill back a bit so they're both tight, and then just wait for that to dry. What's up, Tommy? When I let go, it should still pretty much stay tight. I could do a couple more rotations with the wire left on here, just to really lock it in and actually down here as well. Boom. All right. Now, I really don't want this on my face drill. I suppose I can. I guess we'll try it. I don't like doing this on a fast drill, but since I have it hooked up to the fast drill, we're just going to go with it. I should be able to do this. All right. Got to get my 38 gauge again. .38. What's up, Aaron? And thank you for watching. Yeah. I'm going to take this 38. Now, I want to skip fuse this. I don't want to fuse every gap. I want to skip fuse it. I need to leave a space open all the way up, because that's how I'm going to connect everything, is with that space. Kind of get this 38 gauge on there. And then I'm going to turn the drill in the forward rotation, because that's what I did everything else in. And at first, just to get it started, I just do every space, and then I just open up the angle a little bit to get every other space. I usually like doing this part really slow, but since it's on the drill already and it's not easy to take off of the drill, I'm just going to try to do it like this, and hopefully it all works out. This drill is the fastest spinning drill I have, actually. I'd rather have the slowest, but we'll figure it out. So you see, I just fused every space there. I I did not leave any kind of space yet, but I'm going to. You could use glasses for this if you need to. I don't always need to. I think I'm going to, just to make sure I get this good. But skipping every space, extremely important. All right. Just started vaping in August, Vicky? I feel like you've been here for longer than August, but good. So this is going into every space, and then I just open up the angle. That's 2 spaces. I don't want that. Alright, so this drill is probably super annoying to listen to, so I'm going to put that music on again and mute my thing, and I'm basically just doing this all the way down, and there ain't really anything else to see here, other than just another, man, this fucking, it is so bright right now. Alright, the Vapor Cat, what's up? Alright, Meg D, what's up? Man. A lot of people. I was always afraid of doing this time because I wasn't sure how many people would watch live, but awesome. All right, let me do the music and mute my thing. All right, all done that part. So that's it for the frames. All we gotta do is get it on that staple and start fusing it up. A couple things about, I see people talking about Ned and stuff. So, I do have other Ned videos to come out. It's just been a busy week, and I've been spending all my extra time on the build off build. I actually have to finish it today. The wire I chose to do takes way longer than I thought. Um, but it's definitely coming along. I'm getting there. I really wanted to get it done today so I could take pictures out in the sunlight. So all my extra time has went to that. Now, I did miss a Ned video. There is a Ned video that has to go in the playlist that I absolutely missed. I knew that there was another one. I fucking missed it. I have a Ned playlist, and I gotta look at the other. I gotta find the other one and put it in the playlist in the right order because Ned videos are in order. If you miss one of them, it won't make sense. So there is one that goes before the consequence one that should have been in there, and it just didn't. I completely forgot how to find it, but now I know. So um, now we need to do. I have my ribbon stack here. This is my frames. So what I want to do, let me show you what this thing looks like anyway, because you didn't really get to see it too good. It's hard to get it on the side I want to show you. Alright, so there's one space in between all of them. Two ribbons on the top. So the goal is to make something like this. No, not that. The goal is to make something like this, where I have to face the frames to each other, the ribbons on the inside, put something in the middle, and fuse them together. That's my goal here. Alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the frame. Now this was in the drill, this was in the swivel. I'm going to take the frame and measure it. And it's exactly 10 inch. I'm going to cut it at 5. Carefully. Don't flip it. Not yet anyway. And then, actually you do flip it. You go like this. And I need to look at it up close. I need to get the ribbons facing each other. I'll show you when I get it close. So basically, glasses are important for this. Some kind of magnifiers are going to be important so you can see which way the wires are going. The ribbons have to be facing on the inside. and you want the natural angle going up. You don't want these angles running opposite of each other. You want them to follow the same angle. So let me show you. Ribbons facing each other, and the angles of the fuses are kind of running the same way. All right. So now what I want to do is I want to make sure that they're lined up a little bit. Line them angles up so that the fuses are on the same. And they should be damn near close to what you need. And then cut them where it's good so that when I go like this, I know the angles are lined up. Now, a tip that Clayton gave me that I like is I'm going to take one of these frames and attach it to the ribbon that I have here. So I'm going to get the one frame. I'm going to put it next to my ribbon stack like this. Make sure the ribbon's in. My ribbon is not in. I got to flip that over. My ribbon's on the outside. I need to flip that around. That's what I want. Alright, after I do that, I'm going to get some 40 gauge. And I'm going to wrap these two together. I could do a little bit of hot glue here as well. Just a little bit. Nothing crazy. Alright. Okay. I'm going to walk my fingers down to the other end. Carefully. And I'm going to wrap these two together near where the swivel's going to go. So these two wires, well, the one frame and the ribbon stack are going to be together pretty good. I don't have to hot glue this in. This one's fine. All right. Now, I want to get some of my clips. 1, 2, 3, 4. I got 4 of my little clips here. Which these would actually probably be better. So we'll see. Now, I'm going to take the other frame and put that ribbons in down here at the drill side as well. I'm going to do that. All right, but remember I said I cut them so I can line them up, so I need this one down here even a little more, and just try to get them as lined up as I can. Like that. That's close enough. And now this is just going to be clipped on. This one frame is just going to be clipped on. That's going to leave it floating, so if it needs to move back and forth to make that angle, it can. And I'm just going to put my clips all the way up carefully. It's only a single coil, so I don't need a bunch of them. I just need a couple. I guess 4 will be good. That's it. All right, now I could get this in a drill. Fuck. Damn. I want to put it in the hand drill, but this might get dangerous. I hope I can get this in this hand drill nicely. Now what's going to connect to the swivel is the ribbon loop on the inside, the middle ribbon loop. What's up, Slave to the Ink? And I'm sorry to hear that. All right. So now you actually only want the 2 in the swivel, in the drill too. I forgot about that. Fuck. I'll see if I can do it. You really only want the 2 things in the drill. Damn. This is going to be... My one thing's taken up with my build. My Ramo clamp is holding my build off build. Told him my build off build. And I need to finish it, so. I don't think this thing fits in here, does it? It doesn't. It doesn't fit in there, but maybe I will use the, man, I really want to use the hand drill. All right, the frame that's floating, I'm gonna cut that back a bit. I just cut it back. the frame that was floating there. And I'm actually going to hot glue a little bit more of the other two. You don't really want that one in the drill. It kind of defeats the purpose if it's in the drill of what I'm doing here. Now I should be able to get it into the hand drill. Dark Side Coils, what's up? In my build-off Slave to the Ink, I'm doing the last round with the finalists. Vaping Elevator Guy. Pitchforks ain't bad. They ohm out super low. What's up, Gary Aceto? Hilkus, what's up? They're a lot lower because they're much bigger, but it would vape kind of like a 14-ply frame staple, but better because frame staples don't really leave a lot of openings. They're very closed. Boom. Perfect. All right, I'm going to show you what's going on in my drill right here. Let me get this on here first. Get the swivel on here. Pull it back, not too tight. You don't want to pull the ribbon out, just tight enough. Yeah, I have my Patreon link in the description too. My Patreon link's in the description. I did a whole bunch of stuff in my description, so my Patreon link's in the description. I gotta get some giveaways done for the Patreon. It's been a tough one. Been a tough month. I'm still fucking catching up from the move and shit. I don't even have money to put out mail right now. I gotta wait. I gotta work tomorrow. Make some monies. Where are my whatchamacallits? Where's my, I don't know. But you see the bottom one isn't even in the drill. You see that? The bottom frame isn't even in the drill. I did that on purpose. All right. You could do corrugated. Yep, you could put anything in the middle you want. Yep, just trying to keep it simple for coil class. I showed one with a binary in it, or not a binary, whatchamacallit in it a second ago. That's parabolic. You can do a whole bunch of stuff. That's also a Clapton ribbon in there. Yep. You can do whatever you want on the inside. My swivel. I didn't make that swivel. This is hitting the camera. Of course it is. Of course it's hitting the camera. Why wouldn't it be? Exactly where I need it to focus. Alright, well, we'll get past that part and then be able to show. I could put another song up, but there is no other part of that. They're only like 3-minute songs. I could add another song. It's going to be loud, so cover your ears or something. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay. I'm going to get my 38. Alright, so the wire will tell you gotta skip spaces. You can't just do a full-on fuse at every one. If you skip, the general rule is... That car is so fucking... The general rule is... Whatever many spaces you skipped on the frames is how many spaces you're gonna have to skip on this one. So I'm skipping 1 space here. You could also skip 2 if you wanted to, but I'm going to skip 1. Hopefully you'll see it. 1 sec. The camera's going to be a little weird for a minute because of the clamps that are in the way. Let me face it towards you. Yeah, you can't see that. It's blurry. So I'm going to skip one of them spaces. Let me get a little further. And I'll move that 1 clamp. Now you want one side to look damn near perfect. The other side probably isn't going to look perfect, but it'll be pretty damn good. Alright, I'm ready to move this clamp like now. Put him down there. Ian Thomas, what's up? I really need to find these. So I'm just skipping that 1 space. This side that you're looking at is going to turn out more angled. This side come around is going to be the straight one. The other side's going to get more angled and more angled as we go down this. But it should never get too out of hand. If it's prepped good and the spacing's on, this should not be hard with a set of glasses. This should be actually probably the easier of all the parts of this wire. This is the fun part too. Man, it is so bright in here. Man, it's fucking hard to get this on camera. It fucking sucks. This side's very angled. I know you can't really see it as well, but I do. This side coming around is very straight. It's not very, that one side isn't very angled. I shouldn't say very angled because it could be way worse. And when I say angled, I'm looking at the frames compared to the one I'm fusing now. I'm almost done. I'm getting to the end. This one's going very well. There is a zigzag motion you have to do with these. It's unavoidable. Let me show you what this looks like from back here. I lost my momentum somewhere here. at the end. I could pop this guy off. The angle is much more dramatic down here. Let me show you. So when you do a dual coil, you could actually reset your angles. It's always going to angle at the end. That's just the nature of moving up a wire with another wire. It's just going to happen. There is no avoiding that. You just want to make sure that you get at least 3 inches worth of wire without it doing it. But you're going to see my angles right now. The one side's going to be a lot worse than the other. See how the frames and the fuse going across aren't the same. So if I was doing a dual coil in the middle here, I would just reset. I would do this. I would reset my angle. Oh man, I fucked my glasses up. I fucking stepped on these fucking things. What I would do is I would reset the angle by skipping 2 spaces on the one side needed. And then I would start getting my straight angle again, and that should go another 3 to 4 inches up without any problems. So I would do that. See how I skipped 2 spaces on the bottom there? And the angle looks very different. Right there, I skipped 2 spaces instead of 1 to straighten the angle out again. That's what I would do if I was doing dual coil. All right, now this wire can absolutely be finished and wrapped up. This could be the finished product right here. All right, that could be a perfect, simpler pitchfork. It's going to be your decision whether you want to fuse in them gaps now. If you fuse in them gaps, it's going to be even much easier. It's going to be damn near the same thing, probably a little quicker, because you're not having to count the spaces. You're just going into all the spaces left over. So the question is, do I want to do that? Yes, because we're still under 2 hours, ain't we? I started at 10:15. Yes, let's do it. Let us go up this wire again with the final fuse. Why the hell not? All right. I'm going to take a little vape break. This isn't going to take me long. We'll see how long it takes. Shouldn't take long. The hard parts are done. If that went well, the second one's going to go just as well. There is going to be no differences at all. I did good on this build. I did. I'm very happy with this coil class. Pitchforks could be a little scary doing live. You could always fuck them up, but thank you for the compliments, everybody. All right. It's 38 gauge wrap, but you could do it with pretty much anything. What's up, not your average metalhead? And it's time to... Oh, man. My shits are dead. Oy. That ain't good. Is this dead? Yep. Yikes. It wouldn't be a third reach, a final fuse, another fuse. Reaches and fuses are different because it's still only reaching over twice. I guess you could call it another reach, but not really. Yeah. Pitchforks in under 2 hours is a good thing. That's usually how long a pitchfork takes. A pitchfork like this, dual coil, 2 hours. If I didn't talk, I mean, think about it, I talk for like a half an hour before I even start it. You know, I stop and go. You could put on an hour-long TV show, and within 2 hours, you could be done one of these. And they're so worth it. They look great. They'll probably vape pretty good, especially single coil. Alright, I'm going to start at 12:10 and see how long it takes me to get up this wire. It's 12:09. You don't need any clips for this part. It's already together. It is 12:10. Let's see how long it takes me to do the second one. It should be quick. Fresh 03's on at 1, right? Let me put the music on. So the spaces here are going to get tight at the end because they're all getting pushed up with every fuse I do. So I kind of have to put a little bit more pressure into it. Just to squeeze it into that last space, especially on the one frame. That's normal. If you had good spacing even. I'm at the end here. I'm just trying to get as much out of this wire as I can, because I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I will try to install it now. I'm just going to have to find an RDA to do it in. Very tight up here. That's where I skipped the space. Done. 17. 12:17. Took 7 minutes. That ain't bad. Holla. All right. Cut this guy off. Take him out. I'll tell you what's more evil down. Sweet. Let me make sure of something before I get too excited. Motherfucker. That'll work. All right. That's annoying. Shut up. All right. I have a Twisted Messes Pro here. Twisted Messes Pro. It's like the metallic blue one. There's some coils in here I gotta take out, but we're gonna use this. Now, the post holes in this are big. They're definitely a little smaller than I need for this wire. This wire is pretty big itself. So what is this? It is 2 pieces of 27 gauge, then 4 pieces of ribbon for the frames, 8. So it's 12 pieces of ribbon, 2 pieces of 42, or 2 pieces of 27. 27, 12 ply ribbon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I should be able to do like a 5 wrap with this. I'm just going to try to do as big of a coil as I can. I wonder if a 4mm would be crazy though. It probably would be crazy. Let's do a 3.5 possibly. This is a 4. Why is there a 3.5 at? Definitely if it's like your first, pitchfork, I would probably suggest doing it around a 3.5. Just so it doesn't get all fudged up. But I gotta find a 3.5 bit first. Here it is. All right, I need to look at it and see what side do I like better. Which side is the straight side? I need to have that pointing up. So I'm gonna look at it. This is the straight side. Make sure I have that pointing up. Needle noses, good sides pointing towards me. That's the side we want to see. Little angle, because it's a thick wire. Do 1. 2. After like 3 reps, I don't need the pliers anymore. I just use my thumb for the tension. There's 4 reps. I want to see if this Twisted Messes could take 5. It can. It can. Do 5 reps around a 3-5. And then when I get to the end, I'll do that. And bend the lead up like that. So it's on. All right. Longer lead in first. The more wire you use, the higher the ohms, the safer. Holla! What's a really good question? I'm not going to. Actually, I guess we could ramp it up. I don't know. I usually don't like doing that, but we could do this one. Why not? I guess I'll glow it. It's a lot of nichrome and Campo. The only thing that's stainless steel is the frames. A single coil Yeah, if you dual a 0.14, single coil 0.7. Yeah. Once you dual it, you cut it in half. Alright. So, if I'm going to do some colors, there's something I gotta do because it's a lot of nichrome. The fuse raises the ohms. It's all wire lengths. So if I use a piece of 27 gauge this length and I wrapped up all this wire one length, a piece of 27 gauge, a Clapton is higher ohms than a bare wire because you're adding this much of a thinner wire, which is just like Claptoning this much of a thinner wire, which would be a huge coil with high ohms. When you Clapton, I've done that in a video. A Clapton is higher ohms than a bare wire. 24 gauge bare wire, 7 wrap 3mm dual coil, 24 gauge bare wire is 0.22. If you were to Clapton that with like 32, it's going to be more like 0.26 or 0.28. It's going to higher the ohms with a Clapton because there's a longer amount of wire also on there. Long wires raise ohms. A 3-wrap, a triple parallel 27 gauge coil is going to ohm lower than an alien. Yeah, I did that one show where I did bare wire and then I did a Clapton wire. It was a long time ago, but just to show that whole fact that actually coil builds like this one or coil builds like a Clapton are higher ohms than a. Okay, so if I'm going to color up especially nichrome, I'm gonna color up nichrome. I need to clean it. And the way I clean it, come on, where the I don't know where my dish detergent is, but I have a little toothbrush, a used toothbrush, and I have water with dish detergent in here. So I take this and I scrub the coil with the toothbrush lightly, all going this way. You want to get some soap on there. I think there's soap on here. I don't know where my I use Dawn dish detergent, just like washing your dishes. Yeah, there's soap in there. I can see the bubbles. And you scrub them. You can clean the deck as well. You should do this before you take pictures anyway. I usually put it in an ultrasonic cleaner. It gets the hand oil off from my hands and it gets the machine oil off. And I'm just going to go rinse this in the sink. now I just put this on a low wattage. New coil, yes. 0.17. 0.17 is the ohms of this single coil around a 355 wraps. I'm going to lower the wattage to like 15 at first. I'm at 19 watts, that'll be good. 0.17, 19 watts. So then I just pulse it a bit. Let's do a couple taps of the button. I'm going to start seeing the steam come up and fog up the camera from the water because I didn't let it dry off. Let go of the button, give it a little wiggle as if there's hot spots in there you're trying to get out. Heat it up some more. Wiggle again. I never pinch. I'll strum. I won't pinch. I'm going to raise the wattage up. I usually take longer to do this when I'm off camera, but for the sake of the video, I'm going to put it up to like 25 watts. This is how I color my coils, especially night chrome. This is how I pulse all my coils, actually, not just to color them. I'm going to pulse, keep pulsing, and very soon, wiggle it again. Very soon, we're going to start seeing the yellows come out of that night chrome. I'm going to hold the button in so they cut. There it is. Here comes the heat. And once I see it's heating up, I hope I clean this enough. Yeah, there's the golds. It looks more gold where I'm at because of the lighting. There you go. Alright, I'm going to bump it up to like 35 now. These frames are going to heat up quicker than the ribbon because they're stainless steel. $35. This is the Axis. This is actually Bobby's mod. This is the Axis DNA. It's a super expensive mod. Very nice. This is Bobby McGreedy's. He let me borrow. This is 35 watts. The frames are going first. We're going to start seeing a little bit of purples before the blues. Let me get up close so you can see it a little better. I could have cleaned this better. It probably would color up a lot nicer if I did. Still kind of yellowish looking. Alright, then maybe it will color up good. Alright, I'm not seeing any hot spots and it's pretty much glowing the way it should. So what I'm going to do is actually bump up the watts. I'm going to take it up to like 50. That's probably as high as I'm going to go. I'm at 48. Yeah, could have been clean better. Could have been clean better for the colors. Should have had more soap. More brush time. A little bit of blues there. Alright, one more. I'm going to turn it up just so you guys could see how fast it ramps up. And I'll pinch it after this one so I can get them wraps a little tighter. Alright, so let me put it up to... This is going to be at 65. 65 watts, let's see. 0.2 ohms it went up to, too. 0.2. 65 watts. Alright, if you want to see the ramp up, this is the only time I'm doing it. Here we go. It takes a long time for this coil to cool down, I know that. Oh, that's looking much bluer. I'm holding this until it cools down so that the wraps will be tight. All right. Mm-hmm. Looking good. Beauty, mate. Beauty, mate. Crikey. Man. I really should have charged batteries last night. I am like very low on battery right now. Everything's looking pretty damn straight here. The Canthol ribbon isn't really going to color, so... Looking good. All right. Big Red Vapor channel, what's up? Okie dokie. Well, that's all I got for today. I gotta get this fucking build-off coil done, and then we got Big G's at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. 6 p.m. Eastern Time. Big G is going to be on, actually, hold on a second. I need to get more links in the description. I need to get Kim's Instagram for, and YouTube for, whatchamacallit. So, Big G is going to be on this show today. I hope they have a thing. Yep. 4 p.m. I'm going to put it in chat. What the hell just happened? Did I go off for a minute? That's a show about mental health on that channel. Big G is going to be on there. Alright. Big G will be on there today. I have the link to a video that I watched that Fresh told us to watch. It's pretty good. Okay. Save. Got it. Everybody, I thank you for watching. I have, and then 6 p.m. we will be on Big G's channel for the vapor, the Saturday Night Vapor. Does he have that up yet? No, but a link to Big G's is in the description. He doesn't have the video up yet. 6 p.m. Eastern Time for Saturday Night Vapor. There's the link. Big G just put it in the chat. Everybody, have a great weekend. I won't be coming live tomorrow, so if you didn't have enough of me this morning, you're gonna have to go watch Wire Talk with Big G's channel, Saturday Night Vapor, because I'm working tomorrow, and I gotta get my pictures up for the build-off, so I gotta finish my build-off build today. I'm gonna go watch some stuff. I hope you all enjoyed. If you missed the beginning, maybe watch that. And thank you all. Link to my Patreon's down below. To my Instagram is down below. You can see pictures of all these coils in better quality over on my Instagram. There's so many coils over there you could check out. Follow the build off, and everybody just have a great day. Thank you for watching, and have a great weekend. Peace.